What's going on, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of Dana Fischer's Elves deck. This deck has been amazing. If you missed part 1, we got 3 straight wins with it, and I'm really loving it. Dana Fischer did an amazing job with this deck. I think it's very, very good. Kudos to her for putting this one together. She is an amazing Elves player. She has had so much experience with the Elves deck. I think it's insane. But really, really excited to be just testing this out. I think this is a really interesting deck, and with Collected Company now in the meta, it's really solid. Like, Collected Company, very, very powerful. We saw it do amazing things during its time in Standard and even like Modern, and so I'm enjoying it here in Historic as well. It looks like we're up against a very similar deck here, which is gonna be interesting. I don't know how this works out. Thankfully, we're beating them on the ramp end of things. But this is definitely going to be an interesting one. I think we just pass here and wait to Coco. This is going to be fun. I'm very interested to see this matchup. They may be stuck on land here, though. They doubled up on the Shepherds. Interesting. Okay, so this is not just a straight Dana Fischer special here. This is their own version, which is really interesting. Oh, I really want this. Let's do this. Let's just be different. Okay. Let's kill this, and let's kill this. It's great that... Wow. Wow. Whoa. That was a quick concede. I'm sure that really kind of hurt them, though, backbreaking on the losing both of those. But Coco, man. Coco's the way to go. Holy crap, that was great. Let's open a pack. Let's see what we get. Like I said, this deck is potent. It is fast. It is very, very strong, and it is a beatdown deck for the ages. I'm really enjoying it, so hopefully you guys are too. I love this one. Also, hopefully you guys had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you guys did something fun. Tell me, I want to hear in the comments section something you did that was fun this weekend. Was that playing Magic? Was that just hanging out with a friend? Hanging out with family, maybe? I would be very, very interested to know. This is a great hand, actually. Very, very good. We get to turn 1 Elf, turn 2 maybe Pelt Collector plus Dwynen's Elite, or Allosaurus Shepherd if we need to. We've got some options. I like that. We'll see what kind of deck we're against as well. That Shepherd may really, really come in handy. Looks like they mulliganed as well. Let's see. Okay, interesting. A land is actually quite a nice draw here as well, especially with the Visionary. We can draw a card and make sure we have all the lands that we need to play. So that's quite nice. Interesting. All right, well, looks like a ramp deck, so we're going to be racing here for sure. Let's get this guy down. Let's get Pelt Collector down. And let's get the Elite out. Spread this damage out a little bit. I hesitate to commit too much. Chances are sweepers are very possible in a deck like this. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so we're looking at an enchantments list here, I believe, then. That's different. Well, what's the best thing we can do here? I think we Visionary. We do need to draw a card here. And see what we can get. Ugh, not much. All right. Let's do this and see what they do. They may be able to eat one of these, and that would be kind of bad, but I guess not. Let's do another Elite. Against this, I think spreading damage out as much as possible is definitely the way to go. This is going to be interesting, though. Oh, this is the Honden deck. Of course it's the Honden deck. That was dumb. This is quite good. Quite good. We really want like a Coco or just a Lord would do wonders. Oh, look. A Coco. Fantastic. Let's just go ahead and throw that one out there. Not the best Coco in the world. Was kind of hoping for a bit more there, but it's not the worst thing either. Do we just attack with everything? Do this? I think we do. They're going to be gaining some life here, so we kind of really need to... I know we're losing a creature here, but we really need to get that going. Let's get this down, so this way next turn, depending on how our hand works out, we might be able to just power out for the win here. That's good. I mean, it's not good enough, but that's pretty good. Oh, another Coco. There we go. This Shepherd really does a fantastic job of punching through damage, so great, great, great. All right. This is like super quick and super efficient. We have gotten 5 straight wins with this list. I'm loving it. And we've been against like a wide variety of decks. We had a mirror match. We had the Honden deck just now. We had goblins. We had a mono black kind of control-y deck. Golos deck technically. We've had a lot of stuff. It's nice to see a variety. I remember the first time last week when we jumped into Historic, we were against like back-to-back Goblins decks, and I was just like, oh, this is terrible. We're just dying. Thankfully, we are not having that. But we may, I mean, thankfully we were able to beat a Goblins deck, so like I don't feel terrible about that. We'll keep this. Kind of wish this was a Llanowar Elf, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And we have that Paradise Druid to help us ramp. Paradise Druid's really nice. I will say, I know it feels odd as a one-of, but the fact that it has hexproof is great. It just gives us options, which I really like. What do we take here? It might be Steel. Yeah, it might be Steel Leaf Champion. Yeah, I don't love that. But I think that might be the best option. Feels terrible. Let's see. Land would have also not been bad, but we want to get to Coco pretty badly. Sure. That's fine. Do we just Coco now, or do we Elvish Archdruid? Both of those are very good, but I think I'm gonna non-creature, non-land card, no attacks. Let's just, yeah, they get to pull this if we don't do this, so might as well. I think we spread the damage out. I think we draw a card. This may not work out because, yeah, okay, it did. That's fine. I was gonna say if they had like or if we drew like a Coco, that would feel kind of bad, but thankfully we didn't, so that's good. And we've got a heck of a hand here now. I mean, we play an Archdruid, and we've got a very, very strong hand. How badly do we need the land, I guess, is my question. Maybe it's not the Archdruid. Maybe it's the Imperious Perfect. Okay, hear me out. I'm going to do this. Okay. So then here we're going to get rid of the land. So if we draw a land, we get to play both of these, is the idea. Okay, we didn't draw a land, but we still drew something we can do. So let's do this. Let's do this. Perfect. Now, let's swing in here. Get that damage train going. We've got one very strong token generator here as well. And so now we've got outs to just be able to keep playing stuff even if they discard our hand. So that's perfectly fine. I'll actually ditch it. Whoops. Resolve? I don't, yeah. Let's take the Visionary. All right, well. We play an Elite. All right. Not going to attack with the Imperious Perfect here. Maybe we should have. That was maybe a mistake. I didn't count. I should have counted. That was potentially a mistake. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, no. So it wouldn't have mattered. All right, well, and they lose. Guys, undefeated with Dana Fischer's deck. Dana, I love it. You are the Elves player of the century. You are amazing. This deck is sweet. So my initial thoughts, so if you look at that list again, and we'll actually bring it up here. If you look at this list again, There are a few oddities that I want to point out. The Shepherd as a one of feels like a bit of an oddity. The Paradise Druid here feels like a bit of an oddity. Wildborn Preserver seems like fine. I think this is just a good card, so it being a one of is like fine, not really that much of a weird flag, but the Paradise Druid and the Shepherd in particular seem a bit odd as one of. So why is that? And the most important thing I think here is that Paradise Druid is the backup mana producer. You've got Llanowar Elves as your main mana producer. The Paradise Druid does a really good job in tandem with things like the Archdruid that also provides mana. Because this has hexproof conditionally, but it's generally going to have hexproof, which just means that hopefully you can keep this thing alive and make sure that it stays on the field, whereas Llanowar Elf, you don't have that ability sometimes. This dies to a lot of things, shocks, things like that. This does not unless it's already tapped, but you can do that very efficiently whenever it makes the most sense and you're going to get an activation out of it. Unless they sweep, of course. The Shepherd, again, felt a bit weird as a one-of, but, I mean, there was one game where it won us the game, and I do think that you kind of don't want too many of these. While it is very good, you really want to commit a lot of your early turns to just flooding the board with stuff. And so getting this out and then having it in multiples doesn't really help all that much. It doesn't help to have multiples of the same effects that create the exact same result. And so, yeah, it's a good card, and yes, it can win you the game, but I think you have to commit a lot of that time to getting stuff out there, and inherently this is probably going to come out of the woodwork while you do that. And so having this as a one of, I think, actually works tremendously well, because you leave room for so many other things. I mean, we've got almost 12 lords. We've got 3 Imperious Perfect here, but we've got the Archdruid and the Clancaller as 4 of. So we're looking at 11 lords that are all hittable off of Collected Company, which is insane. And so you really get a great interaction. Coco, an all-star, of course, we knew that, but it's really, really nice to see that work here. This is a great deck. It's fantastic. If you're looking to grind up the ladder, this is a great way to do it, in my opinion. It got someone who has played Historic like twice before 6 straight wins, which is insane. So beautiful deck. Dana, thank you again for building this. Really do appreciate that. This is just amazing. So thank you to her. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to let me know your weekend. What did you do over the weekend? Hopefully you had a little fun. I should share, actually, because I'm asking you guys to share. I did get to play disc golf with Will. Will is obviously the other person on the It Resolves team, and he did we had a very fun time. It was nice to get out a little bit, get in the sun. The weather was beautiful yesterday, and so we were able to get out a little bit, and it was a great time. So not Magic related, but we had a fun time. So anyway, hopefully you guys did something nice as well. Again, share that in the comments below. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you very soon in another gameplay video.